For 10 years, I thought my life was a fairy tale. Welcome to our enchanting world of storytelling and folktales, where stories from different cultures come alive. Join us as we explore timeless tales filled with wisdom, adventure, and moral lessons that have been passed down through generations. Immerse yourself in the rich narratives that celebrate the diversity of human experience. Subscribe for captivating storytelling and discover the magic within each tale. My husband, David, was the perfect man. He remembered our anniversary every single year. He kissed me goodbye every morning and texted me, "I love you," 3 times a day. We had a beautiful house, a happy dog, and no debts. People envied us, they called us soulmates. But soulmates don't have secrets, and David had a big one. It started on a Tuesday, just an ordinary, boring Tuesday. David had gone on a business trip to Chicago. He always went to Chicago once a month. He said it was for client meetings. He would leave on Friday night and come back Sunday evening. For 10 years, I never questioned it. Why would I? He always brought me gifts, chocolates from a specific shop, a scarf, sometimes just a tired smile and a long hug. But this Tuesday, while he was away, our old laptop broke. It was the one we used for backups and old photos. I decided to take it to a repair shop downtown. The technician, a young guy named Sam, plugged it in. "Give me 5 minutes," he said. "I just need to run a diagnostic." I sat there scrolling through my phone, then Sam stopped typing. He looked at the screen, then looked at me. His face went pale. "Mrs. Miller," he asked quietly, "is this your husband's computer?" "Yes," I said. "Why, is there a virus?" "No," Sam whispered, "it's not a virus, it's something else. You might want to see this." He turned the screen toward me. On the screen was a folder. It wasn't hidden deep in the system, it was right on the desktop. The folder name made my blood run cold, The Real Life. My hands shook as I clicked it open. Inside were hundreds of photos, but they weren't photos of David and me. They were photos of David with a woman I didn't know. She was beautiful with dark hair and bright eyes, and she wasn't alone. In the first photo, dated 9 years ago, David and the woman were holding hands in a park. In the second photo, dated 8 years ago, they were cutting a cake. In the third photo, dated 7 years ago, the woman was pregnant. David was kissing her belly. I felt like I was going to throw up. "Who is she?" I whispered. Sam pointed to the next folder inside. It was labeled Leo and Mia. I clicked it. There was a boy. He looked about 8 years old. He had David's nose, David's eyes, David's smile. And a little girl, maybe 6. She had the woman's hair but David's chin. 10 years. David hadn't just been cheating on me for a few months. He had built an entire second life while I was sleeping next to him. While I was planning our future, he was living a different one. "When were these taken?" I asked, my voice trembling. Sam checked the file details. "The earliest photo is from 10 years and 2 months ago. That's 1 month after you and David got married." The room spun, the noise of the repair shop faded away. All I could hear was the ringing in my ears. 10 years. Every business trip to Chicago, every late night at the office, every time he said, "I love you more than anything." It was all a lie, a carefully constructed lie that lasted a decade. "How did you find this?" I asked Sam. "Why is it just sitting here?" "It looks like he was syncing his phone recently," Sam explained. "Maybe he forgot to disconnect the cloud backup before bringing the laptop in for service last year. The files auto-updated when he logged in remotely yesterday." David had made a mistake, one tiny, careless click, and his whole world collapsed. I didn't cry, not yet. Anger is hotter than sadness. I copied everything onto a USB drive. I paid Sam, thanked him, and walked out into the cold air. I drove home, but I didn't go inside. I parked down the street and waited. 2 days later, David came back from his Chicago trip. He walked up the driveway whistling. He looked happy. He had a box of chocolates in his hand, my chocolates. I stepped out of the car. David jumped. "Sarah, you scared me. I didn't expect you home so early." "Chicago was good?" I asked. My voice was scary calm. "Yeah, great, very productive," he smiled, walking toward me to kiss my cheek. I held up the USB drive. "Did you meet Leo and Mia there?" David froze. The smile vanished from his face instantly. It was like watching a mask fall off. His eyes widened in pure terror. "Sarah, what are you talking about?" "I know about the folder, David, the real life." I took a step closer. 10 years, you've been lying to me for 10 years. You have a son who is 8 and a daughter who is 6, and their mother isn't me. David dropped the box of chocolates. They scattered on the pavement. Sarah, please let me explain. Explain what? I shouted, the tears finally coming. Explain how you looked me in the eye every morning for a decade and lied. Explain how you missed our anniversaries to be with them, or how you spent our savings on a second house. It's not what you think, David pleaded, reaching for my arm. I love you, Sarah, but I couldn't leave them. Leo needs me, Mia needs me. And I needed a husband, I screamed. I needed the truth. He fell to his knees on the driveway. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I was weak. I made a mistake 10 years ago and I didn't know how to fix it, so I just kept going. You didn't keep going, I said, looking down at the man I thought I knew. You chose, every day for 10 years you chose them over me. You chose the lie over the truth. That night I packed a bag. I didn't take the chocolates, I didn't take the gifts. I only took the USB drive and my wedding ring. As I walked to the door, David was sitting on the floor, head in his hands. Where will you go? He whispered. Away from you, I said, and don't try to follow me. If you do, I will send these photos to your other family. Let's see how they feel knowing their father is a bigamist. David looked up horrified. You wouldn't. Try me, I said. I walked out into the night. The air was cold, but for the first time in 10 years I could breathe. The shock wasn't just that he cheated. The shock was the time 10 years of stolen moments, 10 years of double lives, 10 years of me loving a ghost. But here is the final twist, the thing I found out a week later when I hired a private investigator to dig deeper. I wanted to know who the other woman was. Was she rich? Was she manipulative? Did she know about me? The investigator sent me a report. The other woman's name was Alina. She was a school teacher. She lived in a small apartment in Chicago. And according to the report, Alina had filed for divorce 3 years ago. I stared at the paper. What? I whispered. The report continued. Subject: Alina claims she discovered David's deception 3 years ago when she found evidence of his marriage to you. She kicked him out. However, David continued to visit the children, pretending to Alina that he was single and separated while telling you he was on business trips. Alina believes David has another family somewhere else, but she doesn't know it's you. My jaw dropped. David wasn't living a double life anymore. He was living a triple lie. He had been visiting his children in Chicago for 3 years as a divorced dad, while telling me he was a married businessman. Neither woman knew the full truth. He was playing both sides alone for 3 years, feeding off our love and their hope. He didn't have a secret family he was protecting. He had 2 families he was destroying. I sat in my new apartment looking at the city lights. The pain was still there, sharp and heavy, but underneath the pain there was something else. Clarity. I realized that I hadn't lost a husband, I had lost a liar, and the truth, no matter how painful, is the only thing that can set you free. Narrator voice *. They say the truth will set you free, but sometimes the truth takes 10 years to arrive. And when it does, it doesn't just break your heart, it shatters your entire reality. Be careful who you trust, because some people don't just wear masks, they live inside them.